Welcome to my channel Education for You. So today's video we will learn a new topic of economics, that is the meaning of supply. So let's start. What is meaning of supply? So supply means ability to produce or sell a good or willingness to produce or sell a good. By a producer. Okay, so if we see what is the meaning of supply. So meaning of supply, like in a previous video we have learned about what is meaning of demand. So in this way only we can define what is supply also, that it is the ability to produce or sell a good or willingness to produce a good or sell a good by a producer. So demand, it is from producer's side, not from consumer side. Not demand, supply is from producer's side, not from consumer side. So supply, it is from producer's side, and the producer will produce the goods and he will supply the goods. So when he has his ability to produce that good, or when the supplier or the producer have the willingness to produce that good, that will be known as supply. Okay, so like demand, supply also depends upon some factors. And what are those factors? So supply is a function of different factors. So these factors are price of the goods, price of the goods, and the goods will define with Q. It may be different kinds of goods. Then second one is price of other commodity. Okay, other commodity, will define it as PO, other commodity. Then price of the factors, F, it defines factors, price of the different factors of production. Like what are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital, organization, whatever we needed for producing a commodity. Then the goal of the supplier and the test of the supplier. Okay, so one by one we will learn about these factors. So if the price of a commodity, any commodity, suppose the commodity may be a pen. Okay, we take an example of pen. Suppose the price of pen increases. Price of the pen, suppose it increases. Suppose it increases to rupees 20. From rupees 10, the price of that pen increases to rupees 20 in the market. So the supplier, he sees that the price of the pen, it has increased to rupees 20 in the market. That means he can make more profit by producing and selling that pen in the market, because the price of that pen has increased in the market. So what he will do, the producer will start to produce more and more amount of that pen, and he will start supplying the pen in the market. Okay, so the price of a good and the supply of a good both have a positive relationship. If the price of a good commodity increases, then the supply of that commodity by the producer will also increase. Next thing is the price of other commodities. So here we can take one example of two goods. For example, Suppose one good is A and another one is B. Okay, if the price of good A increase in the market, then the producer or supplier of B, what he will do, he will stop, and his price of commodity B, it has not increased, it is constant in the market. So what the producer B, what he will do, he will stop producing good B and start producing good A, because he saw that the price of good A has increased in the market. That means if he produces more amount or more quantity of good A, he can make more profit in the market. Okay, so what he will do, he will stop producing good B, or he will less the production of good B and he will shift his production to good A. So this is the second function, price of other commodities. So if the price of other commodity increases, then supply of that commodity he will decrease and he will shift his production to another commodity. Okay, so the next factor is price of the factors of production. So what are the factors of production? There are 4 factors of productions. These 4 factors of productions are land, labor, capital, and organization. So if any of the factor, okay, if the price of any of the factor increases, then what the supplier, what he will do, so as the price of the factor of production increases, so his cost of production will increase. Okay, so if the cost of production is increased, then what the supplier or producer will do, he will increase the price of the commodity. So the price of the factor and the supply of commodity, it also has a direct relationship. That means if the price of the factors increases, then the supplier will increase the price of his commodity. Okay, so this is about the price of factors. Then next one is goal. Okay, if a producer or supplier, he wants to maximize his profit, okay, his goal or aim was to maximize his profit, then that supplier will not deal with that commodity which gives him less income, or he will not produce that commodity in which risk is involved. Okay, so he will only produce that commodity where he can make more and more profit. So that is the goal of the producer or supplier. And again, the test, if the test of the commodity decreases in the market, then supplier will obviously decrease the production of commodity and supply of that commodity. Clear? So these are the factors of supply. The supply of a good, it depends upon all these factors. Okay, now from these factors we can, again, like demand function, we can here also assume a hypothetical chart, and the hypothetical chart is like this. So here also we take 2 variables. One is price of the commodity. Suppose the commodity is X, price of the commodity, and the supply of the commodity X. Okay, so if the price of a commodity is ₹1, then the supplier, he found that the price of the commodity is only ₹1. So he know that by selling a commodity at ₹1, he cannot make more profit. So he will not produce so much amount of that commodity. Suppose he that amount of production is only 1 unit. The production is only 1 unit. Then you found that in the market the price of that commodity is increasing. Then it is increased to rupees 2. So he will also increase his production to 2 units. Next, the price of the commodity increases from 1 to 3. Then it will become 3 units. If the price again increases to 4, then supply will increase to 4 units. Again the price increases to 5, then supply will also go on increasing to 5 units. Okay, so it will go, this process will go on. If the price goes on increasing and increasing more and more, the supplier will start on producing more and more units of that commodity. That means price of a commodity and supply of a commodity, it has a direct relationship or positive relationship. So we can draw a diagram, or we can draw a curve from this hypothetical chart, and we will get the supply curve from that chart. Okay, so here we measure the quantity supply. So quantity, what is the quantity supplied by the producer, will be measured in the x-axis, and in the y-axis, vertical axis, this is horizontal axis, this is vertical axis. In the vertical axis we will measure the price of the commodity x. Okay, so what are the price of the commodities? They are 1 to 5. So here we will take after 1 centimeter, we can take the distance 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and here we take the quantity supplied, and these quantities are also 1 to 5. So here also after 1 centimeter we will measure, take the measurement 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so now we will put this figure here, put the amount or quantity here. So at rupees 1, the quantity supplied is also 1. At rupees 2, quantity supplied is also 2. At rupees 3, quantity supplied is also 3. Again at rupees 4, quantity supplied increased to 4. Again at rupees 5, quantity supplied increased to 5 units. Okay, so if we join the vertex of this points, if you join this vertex or these points, then we will get the curve. Okay, and this curve is, we can name it as SS. This curve is known as the supply curve of a commodity. Okay, so clearly we can see here that the supply of a commodity and the price of a commodity have direct relationship. If one increases, the another factor also goes on increasing. If price increases, so the supply of a commodity will also increase. Okay, so here from this, after learning or understanding what is supply, what is how we can draw the chart of different prices and quantity supplied and the supply curve, we will now learn what is the law of supply. Law of supply. So the law of supply is nothing, it is very simple. So only one difference is there, that other things remaining constant. Okay, if the price of a commodity increases, if the price of a commodity increases, the supply will also increase, and vice versa. Okay, so other things remaining constant, if the price of a commodity increases, then the supply of the commodity will also increase and vice versa. So what was the supply function? Supply function was like this. Supply it depends upon these factors: price of the commodity, price of other commodity, then price of factors, the goal of the consumer, and the taste of the people or the consumer. So other things remaining constant. All these things, if the price of other commodity, price of factor, the goal and taste, if all these factors remain constant, means it doesn't change. Okay, if all these 4 factors it remains constant, so if all this remains constant, it has not changed, then if the price of the commodity, suppose the commodity is commodity X, if the price of the commodity increases, the supply of the commodity will also increase. So this is known as the law of supply. Okay, other things remaining constant, if the price of a commodity increases, supply of the commodity will also increase, and if it decreases, if the price decreases, then the supply will also decrease. This is called vice versa. Okay, all this is about the meaning of the supply and the law of supply. So if you like my video, let me know below in the comment box, and please subscribe the channel, like the video, and learn more and more things about economics. Thank you.